I am doing the furry friend tag today with my dog. I am going to be answering 10 questions for you guys, so let's do it. So what is your pet's name? His name's Astro. Please don't do that. Oops. There we go. The second question is, how did you come up with the name, and does it have any specific significance? So the whole process of me finding his name was, I knew I wanted a unique name, so I searched on Google unique boy names and I found his name. The reason I probably picked his name was because I used to watch a show when I was younger called Astro Boy. If you've watched that show, please give this video a like, because I don't know many people that actually watched that show, but I did, and I was and am still very into astrology and star signs and stuff like that. So astro astrology, you know, space, stuff like that. The third question is, how old is your pet? He is 2 years old and he's going to be 3 in July. The fourth question is, what breed is your pet? So he is a cross between a Pomeranian Bichon. The fifth question is, how did you get your pet? So I begged for ages to my mum and dad that I really wanted a dog. I think around 16, 17 years old, they caved in and they're like, okay, fine, you're getting a dog. You just need to shut up about it now and we're gonna give you a dog. So I searched on Google and I found this site. I can't remember what it's called, but I basically searched for dogs in my area and I found dogs that were within my parents' price range, and we also wanted a small dog. I found this couple who were selling 2 puppies and in my area. So I texted them and I was like, hey, can we please come and view them? And they said, sure, yeah, fine. So we went to their house and we viewed it. I only met the dad, and his dad was the Bichon. I've never met his mum. He also had a sister, because obviously they were selling 2 puppies. And yeah, there's no specific reason. I can't remember how I picked him, because it was like a blur. It's like one of those things where you can't imagine that it's real. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, I have a dog. That's why there's barking in my ear, or that's why something's wet's licking my hand. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna be completely honest. When I went into their house, it stunk and it was messy. They had kids. I think they had a cat. They had, like, obviously the dad and the 2 puppies, cat, kids, things everywhere. I don't know if you can see that my spats does, but like their house smelled of like pee and disgustingness. They kept the 2 puppies, Astro and his sister, in a little crate. It was like one of those travel crates for like puppies, and there was 2 puppies in there. They were just like kept there. I honestly thought it was horrific because they were kept in that crate with like blanket, but like the blanket was soaked in like pee because they peed all over the blanket, and I'm just like, what the heck, you know? But my dad at the time, we didn't have any cash on us because we were just planning to like view the dogs, and I saw Astro and his sister in that condition. I was like, no, I want to take him now and not have piss all over him because he smelled so bad. And so me and my dad ran to a cash machine and we got the money out, and then we brought him home. Do you go outdoors? If yes, where is your favourite place to go together? I used to also go running with him. I stopped now. I will tell you why. So our favourite place is where I live. There's this like bit where it's next to the Thames. So I live in London, and there's this bit where it's next to the Thames and you can just walk along the Thames, and it's really beautiful, and it's really like, you can see the waves like of the Thames and the breeze, and it's nice when it's like sunny. I used to take him there all the time. We used to go running up there, but I stopped because this man was super rude. And the whole story is basically, I always used to see him and he always used to give me like a dirty look, and then I'll just be like, okay, I just ignored it. And then one day he like approached me and was like, oh, you should control your dog. And I would just be like, what? Because every time I've seen him, I've always crossed to the other side of like the path so that he can like walk or run past me to like go, and I wouldn't be disturbing him or anything like that with Astro. And he was like, he just started shouting at me, and I was like, what? Like, or what are you saying? Are you crazy? And then he started like, do you know when people gesture to like kick your dog? Like he gestured to kick my dog, and I was like, what do you think you're doing? Go, like, oh my gosh, you know what? I was just like so angry. I was like, what are you doing? I wrote this whole post on Twitter. If you guys can find it, great. But I was just like, what are you doing? All up in his face, and this man was like a big man. It's so funny. But he was like expecting me to like move. He was like, go. I'm like, I'm not gonna go, I'm walking this way. You can go if you want to go, mate. And then I was like, you should be ashamed of yourself, you know what, yeah? But then at the end I was like, look, yeah, I forgive you because, you know, you need a little bit of love in your heart. I was like, yeah. When people know when I get angry, I get really like South East London. What is a bad habit that your pet has? So his habit that's really annoying and bad is kind of like licking. We're still trying to conquer it, but we're not getting anywhere. He licks a lot. It's really annoying, and you just don't want slobber all over you all the time. What is the naughtiest thing your pet has ever done? So I bought a top of a Boohoo once, and I have not even worn it, and I literally took it out of the packaging, and my mum called me somewhere or something, or I did something else, and I left it somewhere, like on a chair on my bed. I can't remember. So long ago now, I've forgiven him. But I left the top out, and it was a really cute top, and I came back and he ripped a huge hole in the middle of the shirt. I was like, what? I have never worn this top before, and now I can never wear it because it's not like a hole that you can like sew up. It's a big chunk of hole that you cannot sew up. And I was like, oh. And then my mum was like, oh, you shouldn't have left it out, it's your fault. I was like, okay. What is the hardest thing about being a pet owner? The hardest thing is probably training them. So when he was a puppy, obviously I knew in my mind that that was a crucial moment to kind of train him, and I tried so hard, and that's how he knows how to like sit and stay. Sometimes I used to get so frustrated. I used to cry at him, like not shout cry, but like literally just tears cry, and be like, why aren't you listening to me? Like, what have I done? Why aren't I a good owner? Like, what's wrong with me? Why? You know, all that kind of like jazz. And he obviously, he doesn't know and he doesn't understand, but I used to hold him and I used to cradle him and I used to cry, and my tears would like fall in his fur, and he would lick me, and I was like, oh my gosh, you love me. But it's honestly the hardest thing for me was training him and not understanding how or why he wasn't listening to me. The last question is, what are you most thankful for about having your pet? I think that the thing that I'm most thankful for is probably having someone else in the family, because I'm an only child, and I'm thankful that I have someone that, even though if he can't talk back to me or if he can't like understand me, I can still talk to him and say, I'm sad right now. Or I can have someone to cry into, and he's like he's soft and furry and he's warm and he's like alive. It's really comforting to know that you have someone there. I've done that more than enough times. He's probably thinking, this girl's crazy, but it's okay. So yeah, I'm very thankful to just have someone there as support, and I think that he is a very good support system for me and helps me calm down. And I feel like when I need a walk, I don't have to like go outside to have a walk by myself. I have a reason to be outside to walk him, and I don't, you know, I don't have to do things alone really. I hope you guys enjoyed this furry friend tag.